going to have to hold it.
Let's see, maybe.
You're right.
Sorry. That'll work.
Good morning, everyone. My name is V. Rodriguez. I'm actually with District 18, LULAC, and I'm calling at this time our District Director for 18 of LULAC, Mr. Ed Rodriguez.
Thank you and good morning. I'm glad everybody showed up here. This is something that's very important to the community. My name is Ricardo Rodriguez. I'm the District Director for District 18 of LULAC here in Houston. This case is a very important case for the community. Why? Because it involves two things. It involves our local law enforcement and our community and the civilians within that community. One of the things that we've had always an issue with is the clarity, the transparency whenever an investigation occurs when there's an officer or somebody from the government involved. And this particular case is no different. We need to have answers. We haven't had the answers that we want. Even though it's been a short amount of time, we still haven't had the things that we need. For instance, we know that there was another incident took place that involved a deputy as well. In that case, the individual who was responsible for that accident, we already know a lot of stuff. We already know what's going on with that case. In this particular case, we don't have that. Why? That's a very good question. Why? One of the things that we need to understand is we need to tell our people, especially our law enforcement community, the leadership, the public, the politicians that are involved, you've got to make them people understand. When I say the people, I'm talking about the officers. I'm talking about the people that enforce and do all the compliance work within the city, within the county. You guys have got to tell these individuals, you are above us in a little bit. You're living in glass houses. You're here to enforce the law against us. Well, you need to follow the law. You got to be the example, not the exception. This was way outside of the norm. This was something that is not condoned by anybody or should not be condoned by anybody. And on top of that, we need to have oversight on all this stuff. Sorry for the interruption. As you know, when you have something important to talk about, somebody always doesn't want you to hear about it. All right. So going forward, we have the family here. We have representatives from different organizations here. And this is something that affects all of us, and that's why we're here together. Because we need to find a better way to get these issues resolved. We have reached out to the DA. We have reached out to the different departments. And we have also done a variety of other things. Once again, let's try this again. All we want is transparency. We want answers. We want somebody held accountable. We have an individual who took matters into his own hands and made some decisions. Right or wrong is besides the point. If I was to do that, I would have been held accountable, and I would probably be already sitting in jail. But this didn't happen in this situation. Why? Well, we can come up with a different variety of answers. The thing is that we've got to be able to get those answers, be it somebody that's outgoing from a political position or somebody that's coming in. Either way, we need to know. As far as what we have heard so far, the investigation is still over with Houston Police Department. So, to the new chief, I say, please reach out to us. We need to know what's going on. Please get your people moving in the right direction. Please get this thing over to the DA's office so we can get some clarity on this, some transparency on this, and get some things moving in the right direction. The family deserves this. We deserve this, and the city of Houston and the county of Harris County deserve that. We've gone through a very hard process this past couple of months. Now we're here. It's time to start over. It's time to start new. Everybody's made some promises. Let's keep to those promises. Thank you very much.
Good morning. My name is Agustin Pinedo. I'm the past LULAC District Director for District 18. Over the weekend, we saw a horrific accident that happened that killed a police officer and her daughter in a horrible accident. The individual responsible was immediately charged for being intoxicated, and everything was addressed. In the case of Ricky Resendez, this happened over 3 months ago. The deputy that ran into him was clearly reckless. He was going 60 miles per hour in a 30-mile zone. And by the way, he was not even on duty. As I understand, he was on his way to work. He was driving on the wrong lane, the wrong direction, when he hit Ricky Resendez, killing him instantly because he was driving a small car. Just totally broadsided him, killed him within 1 block of his house. And nothing's been done. I reached out to Kim Aug yesterday, and she searched, and she says, we don't have the case yet. She says, I think it's stuck at HPD, okay? Hey, what's up with that? Since when is a case like that what results in somebody's death, is the case being slow-walked like that? And we know that police officers are not treated the same by law enforcement. They given all the opportunities they can. We ask for transparency, and we ask for equality in the criminal justice system. Let's hold them to the same standard that they would hold you or me. If you or me were to hit a police officer and kill them, and we were driving crazy, for sure we would be arrested. Now in this case, nothing has happened. It's almost like a blue wall. There's talk about the deputy's criminal history. We haven't got access to that. We don't even know if he was given a breathalyzer test or if his blood alcohol level was checked. Why not? That should be standard procedure. It doesn't matter if you're a police officer or a civilian. When you kill somebody like that, you have to check their blood to see if they're impaired in any way. So that's what we want. We want clarity in this case, transparency, and equality. Thank you. Lo puedo decir en español. Sí, vimos este fin de semana que hubo un accidente terrible, que un individuo le pegó a una señora policía y a su hija y los mató. Se quemó el carro, una cosa espantosa. Y inmediatamente le pusieron cargos al individuo, que está bien, ¿verdad? Está muy bien eso. Pero en este caso de este joven, Ricky Resendez, que lo mataron hace 3 meses exactamente, desde cuando iba llegando a su casa, el diputado de Precinct 6 venía manejando a lo loco, venía en el lado opuesto, y iba yendo manejando a 60 millas por hora en una zona de 30 millas por hora. So, le pegó a Ricky Resendez y totalmente destrozó su carro, lo mató instantáneamente. Y entonces ya hace 3 meses que pasó esto, no se ha hecho nada, no se ha oído nada, no sabemos si el individuo andaba intoxicado, no sabemos si le hicieron prueba. Se dice que tiene historia criminal, pero no sabemos todavía, no nos han dado información. Entonces lo que pedimos nosotros, que haya transparencia de HPD y de todos que están involucrados aquí, inclusive el precinto 6 donde trabajaba. Es lo que pedimos, que haya igualdad y que se haga la justicia.
Good morning. I'm retired Lieutenant Colonel Roy Morales. I'm the president of LULAC Council 4968. Let me start off by saying that we care about our law enforcement. We need our law enforcement. But when law enforcement crosses the line, they should be subjected to the same inquiries and investigation like any citizen. I don't want to take up a lot of time. You've already heard what Mr. Pinedo has talked about. I ask our good mayor, our new police chief, Diaz, to immediately start finding out what happened. These family members deserve it. Our community deserves it. So again, Mayor, Chief Diaz, let's get the ball rolling so we can get this case up to our District Attorney, Kim Long.
Hello, good morning. My name is Hai Bui with We the People Organize. I'll just keep my statement short. Our community deserves answers, and Ricardo's family deserves peace. Let today mark the beginning of accountability and justice for Ricky's family. Together, we will not let this case, this tragedy, to be forgotten. Again, justice for Ricky.
Justice for Ricky.
Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Brenda Resendez. Ricky was my brother. Take your time. We miss him every single day, and every day that passes by that we don't have answers, it's harder for us to have peace. It's been more than 3 months since the day we were on the scene and saw what happened and had to witness his car being completely ruined, and then having to hear that he was gone and that the officer, Rigo, was probably already home. He had minor injuries and was taken to a hospital, and that was that. But that's about all that we've known so far in these 3 months. We have not rested, and we won't have any kind of peace until there is justice. We've been very patient with the proceedings and the investigation as they continue, but we want to know what's going on. The times that we've tried to call, we don't typically get an answer, and that doesn't seem like transparency to us. We're the family, and we deserve to know, is the investigation moving forward? Why hasn't it been completed? There are others who have been in car accidents or have been hurt by police officers, or who have hurt police officers, and they're arrested that same day, probably even within a week. So why isn't that working with Ricky, who was killed by by an off-duty constable, going way over the speed limit, going twice the speed limit in a residential zone, and Ricky was just trying to go home. He was just turning into the street to get home, coming out of work. And we want that for our family because we would want that for your family. If you were to lose a loved one in this way, in such a tragedy, and not get any answers every time that you try to reach out, and not know what's going on, and just have to be waiting, we would want you to have justice and answers too. So we're calling on the HPD to complete their investigation, do the best that they can. We hope that in the time that's given, it's because they are doing everything in their power to do the best work. We don't know yet if the officer had a breathalyzer test or anything like that. We don't know if he could have been intoxicated whenever he killed my brother. There's just so much that we don't know. And once the investigation is completed, and we hope that that's promptly, that the DA then presses the according charges. Because he killed someone, there are witnesses for it, and there is no reason why charges shouldn't be pressed and why the investigation has gone on this long. So on behalf of the family, on behalf of Ricky, we are seeking justice, and we hope that our prayers and our pleas are heard by those who have the power to make this happen. By any investigator who's over the case, by any person whose desk this file falls on, that they support us and they help us, and that they feel our pain, because we would want that for them too. We would want justice for anyone.
How difficult is it that you had been able to make answers? It's been more than 3 months. A lot of people are celebrating Thanksgiving this week. How is the family feeling?
Get closer, sorry. Okay. It's been extremely difficult because these are our first holidays without Ricky. And as we think about even trying to celebrate Thanksgiving, it's not going to look the same for us this year or ever. Sorry, go.
You're having a hard time hearing.
Okay.
Yeah, with all that noise.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's not over.
Okay, yeah, it's been extremely difficult. These would be our first holidays without him, and while everyone else gets to celebrate at a
full table with every chair there, one of our chairs is going to be empty.
Any more questions?
Disculpe. Sí, me preguntaron qué tan difícil serán este día de acción de gracias, y será inmensamente. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Este día será inmensamente difícil porque, como muchas familias están celebrando un día de acción de gracias con todas sus familias, con cada asiento lleno, nosotros no. Nosotros tendremos una silla que está vacía y sin respuesta sobre qué va a pasar con la investigación y qué se está tardando tanto. I miss his laughter. I hear it all the time. And he was really, really sweet. If anyone would have met him, you would have loved him because you would have trusted him immediately, because he had the kind of heart and soul that you don't meet very often. Some people can be very mean. He never was. He never yelled at me. And I was a pretty rambunctious little sister, but he never yelled at me. He just kind of loved me and hugged me, and that was all that I could have ever wanted from him. And to know that I'm never going to have that again is really hard. I wish I knew. I wish I knew why things are moving so slowly. I don't know if it's that people are forgetting about it, and we're not going to forget. Every chance that we get, we're going to talk about Ricky. We're going to question why things are taking so long. We're not giving up on this. This is not going to fly under the radar for us. This is my brother. These are my he was part of a huge family. We have so much support. I'm not sure what is taking so long. But if anyone has an answer, by all means, the HPD has our phone number.
Good morning. I have a loud voice. My name is Cynthia Cole. That's spelled C-Y-N-T-H-I-A, last name Cole. I'm an advocate for the community, but I'm also the executive director of the American Federation of State, County, Municipal Employees Union, Local 1550. We are committed to standing with this family. And why is that? The story is the same. We ought to be tired of the story. We ought not be afraid of telling the truth. And the truth is that what happened after Ricky got killed. Because he was killed. It wasn't something that he got out to do. It wasn't something that anybody planned on. It happened. Nothing brings him back. This family will forever grieve. This family will forever remember that he left innocently to not ever come back. It's a hard time in America. It's a hard time in Harris County, but it's especially hard, taking all that away, it's especially hard for families to not be able to embrace their loved one because of someone else's bad choices. So I challenge this community to get behind this family and any of the other ones that have had to suffer at the hands of people sweeping stuff under the rug. Don't let it go under the rug. Demand that there is justice for everybody. We better stand in solidarity, and we better stand strong, and we better stand as if we care about one another for real, because this was a human being whose life was just snapped out because of someone's bad decision. Let's give them justice and make a good decision and make it right. Thank you.
I want to call out the mayor. I know he has a tough job in his hands trying to fix a broken police department, but this is not the way to do it. The way to fix a police department is to be transparent, to work with the public, to apply the law equally to civilians as well as police officers. So, Mayor, we're calling on you. Do the right thing. If you want to establish credibility for your department again, then establish credibility right here by doing justice for this young man. Thank you.
I want to thank everyone that came out today. We appreciate you. The family appreciates you. If you have any questions, we'll direct it to. Give your name and they can get the questions.
Hi, I'm Brenda Resendez. I'm Ricky's little sister.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you all so much for being here and for being supportive. And if you have any questions, I'm here.
Could you tell us who in Ricky's family is here today?
Yep. So me, his little sister. This is Stephanie, the youngest. My mom. This is Ricky's mom. My dad, and my other sister. So all of us here. We're all here. And we have some cousins here as well. We have my cousin Samantha. We have my tia Martha, and then we have my cousin-in-law Josh. This is not. We have like 100, like 65 or 100. I don't know, something like that. We have a lot of people. This is who could come on a Tuesday. Okay. Did I think that maybe all? Brenda, Brenda, traditional spelling. Resendez, Resendez. Thank you. Okay, and my grandma wants to say something. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, grandma's here.
Grandma and mother.
And mom.
Yo lo que les pido a ustedes de corazón, sí, yo lo que les pido a ustedes de corazón, que se haga justicia, porque él, el que falleció es mi nieto. Yo no quería mucho, quiero justicia para él. Por favor, por favor.
Mi nombre es Blanca Resendez, soy la mamá de Ricky. Esta temporada va a ser demasiado dura para nosotros. No estar juntos, no tener a mi hijo con nosotros, un espacio en la mesa, una Navidad que nunca esperábamos, un año nuevo, Thanksgiving, donde no podemos estar juntos, aunque Él va a estar siempre en nuestros corazones. El espacio que ha dejado es demasiado, es un dolor inmenso para todos nosotros. Quiero que haya igualdad en la justicia de un policía y de un ciudadano común como todos nosotros. Quiero que sea igual, quiero que así como se levantan y rápido hacen justicia con la muerte de un policía, a mi hijo también se le haga justicia. Son 3 meses y no tenemos nada, no sabemos nada. No quiero que una persona prepotente, así lo veo yo, un constable prepotente, negligente, poder manejar a una velocidad de 70 millas por hora en una calle de 30. Entonces, señores, es prepotencia. Queremos justicia. Queremos dormir de perdido por esa parte en paz. Aunque no me va a devolver a mi hijo, no va a estar nunca más, pero de perdido hacer justicia por él. Gracias. Que lo amo y que lo extraño. Que está en mi corazón, en el corazón de sus hermanas, que nunca va a ser igual a esta vida sin él. Nunca, Señor. Nunca.
We obviously have a family here that's grieving, that's asking for answers, to be transparent. We're calling for HPD to look at this case. It's been 3 months without any communication to this family. Now, if this was an ordinary individual, I'm sure this would have been addressed This is an officer, and I feel no one should be above the law. Please reach out to this family and communicate. Be transparent.
All right, just in closing, once again, my name is Ricardo Rodriguez, the District Director for District 18. This is a very solemn occasion for all of us. As you can see, emotions run deep. That's what this whole community is about, emotions. We live off of each other. We hope and help and try to pray for each other when everything goes bad. We just need somebody. We need some answers right now. Please, we've got to get this family some justice for what took place. Thank you so much, and you guys have a good day.